tell us about yourself. Ano ba yung ginagawa ninyo ngayon para makatulong doon sa ating crisis na kinakaharap?
My name is Mich Dulce, and I'm a designer and an activist. And our project is called the Manila Protective Gear Sewing Club. It was founded. So basically, the reason why it started was because there was a demand for PPEs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw there were a lot of posts about people who were saying like, "Oh no, our hospital, we don't have any more PPEs. We don't have any more protective gear." And then, so I was stressing out trying to find a way, like how can we help? And then my friend Cynthia Diaz, she posted a post, a Facebook post, which said that she had X amount of rolls of non-woven, which can be used to make make DIY protective gear.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw this, so I replied to the post and I said, "Hey Cynthia, maybe I can do this." But given that, to make protective gear, it's a very specific thing, right? I mean, I'm a fashion designer, but to make things that will protect people, I wanted to kind of model it after real protective gear. You can't just like pull that out of pull it out of a hat. You can't just be like, okay, this is what it should look like, because there are specific ways that these are made so that they're not permeable and things like that. So
right.
Obviously that's all very new to me. So what happened was I was trying to ask my doctor friends if they can lend me a piece of protective, like a protective suit that I can reverse engineer and make a pattern of, so that we can start production. And so everyone was like, "I'm so sorry." All the like my doctor friends were like, "Everything's in use in our hospital." So I saw that VP Lenny was doing a drive, like she's raising money to get PPE. So basically, I asked VP Lenny. VP Lenny, do you have a suit I can borrow? My friend has some material she can give, and maybe we can try to make some suits. So during that time, I also posted and said, "Hey, people in the fashion industry, maybe we can get this material that we have into something that our doctors could use." And so what happened was VP Lenny said yes, super fast, in 5 minutes that was sorted. And she sent me a copy of the suit, and then my atelier, Leia Empalmado, she reverse engineered the suit. So we made a pattern from it. And then Candy Maristela and AJ De Marucot, Candy, what she did was she created a tech pack, and then AJ digitized it, because the goal was to make it an open source project so that everybody can access it. Why? Because PPEs, the problem of lack of PPEs is not just something in the Philippines, but it's also something global, that is a global problem, right? So the easier it is to create this, let's make it accessible to everybody.
That's great. Tell us about the actual PPE. What were the specifications? What were the considerations in designing?
So basically, seeing the actual garment that was sent to us, the actual PPE, what we noticed was there was not a lot of seams. So that was also one of the reasons why we didn't want to do it by chance and just invent it. So, normally a garment has a side seam, right?
Mm-hmm.
PPEs, they don't have. They wrap around so that the only seam is in the back. That's because when the needle passes through the fabric, it makes it more permeable because there are holes caused by the needle. So, obviously, like what we're making is not medical grade. It's the closest that it can get. What we were lucky to have was when we posted the open source document on a Facebook group called Open Source COVID-19 Medical Supplies. The founder of that group was able to have it medically reviewed, the pattern that we made, so that the suggested, and he was able to review it so that this was like the best version of a PPE suit that you can get made by DIY. So VP Lenny was able to talk to Dr. Encheta. She facilitated the approval with Dr. Encheta, who is an infectious diseases specialist with a medical city in Santa Rosa, Laguna. And he was able to recommend which one was the right. He was able to okay the pattern and okay all of the sewing details. But most of all, he was able to choose and name the right material that can be used in order for it to be suitable for doctors. Now, obviously, it's still not medical grade because for it to be medical grade, it has to be made in a sterile environment. But honestly, what this project is pangtawid siya eh. It's a bridge between when we get the medical supplies that are legit and officially made. Obviously, that's what we want for doctors, right? This is exactly what we need. We have to be doing something, right? We can't just sit casually. We have to try and do the best that we can to create something.
Mhm. Kamusta? Have you started shipping out your PPEs at nagamit na ba siya ng mga frontline?
So at this point, the project has been going on for a week, and a lot of them messaged already that we're ready to pick up. So we're going to schedule our first pickup at the end of this week, and then we're going to be turning it over. So it's amazing to say that right now. When we just computed this last night because we were trying to get an idea of the figures. But we're looking at the creation of 2,500 PPEs a week.
Wow,
So
that's a
it's
big.
huge. It's like I never thought, like when we started this project and with the donation of Cynthia, I thought it was going to be my team sewing PPEs and that's it, and that would have made such a small impact, right? But
Mhm,
now it's like thanks to the help of everybody who has signed up to the sewing club,
mhm,
it's huge. Like it really shows that like collaborative effort will really make a difference.
mhm. What can you say, or what would be your message to people who are in their homes, naka-quarantine, getting frustrated because they feel like they're powerless and they can't really do anything to help? Anong masasabi mo sa kanila based on your experience of putting this whole thing together, being one of the people behind this project?
What I would say is, you know what, we need innovative solutions eh. Like, kailangan natin pag-isipan kung ano yung kaya natin gawin in our own capacity. Ako, designer ako. So I was like, dito yung kaya ko. I'm not a doctor, but how can I help? Like, if we're all kind of able to help in the field of what we do. And that's always been my theory as like an activist. There's capacity to help in your own way and look at your skill set. What can you do? So, I know that it's frustrating and like, it sucks. But I'm high risk and I'm in London and I'm not allowed to leave my room. And I'm happy to be able to use my time wisely in coordinating this.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations sa success ng inyong project. We're very
Wow.
grateful. I'm sure everyone is very grateful for the contribution. And keep us posted. Sana mas marami pang magawang PPEs for our frontliners.
Thank you.